Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions at 12 noon. Just put your questions in the chat in the hour before I come on. And then during the live stream, anything in all caps is how you communicate with me. Other than that, please just type normally, because we have a great community and people have whole conversations. And you guys are so great. So thank you. But yes, if type normally if you're talking to others, and all caps if you're talking to me. 10% of my income from everything black and orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and that is an ongoing thing. And if you are watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are there, and they are time-stamped. So you can just pick and choose. You can have the political tarot buffet. And what kind of drink would you like with that? Well, you might need a stiff drink. Hello, everybody. Because, boy, oh boy, have we got some things to go over today. And we are starting with... Anyone who's new around here, just so you know, the whole point of the overlays, the nails. Oh, thank you, Flora. Thank you, Flora, for these nails. They're beautiful. That's very kind of you. Thank you. The nails, the whole thing is we're trying to keep the vibration as high as possible. We're trying to keep things as positive and up as possible, because then we go down into the muck and read on these horrible people and their horrible energy, and then we come back up, because we don't live down at that scum, that energy of scum baggery. So oh nay. Thank you, guys. But the first place we're going today is animal cruelty. I really try not to swear on this channel, because I'm trying to keep the energy up, and I just choose not to do that here. But oh my goodness, I'm glad there wasn't a camera on me earlier this morning, because oh dear, there was much swearing. I was hurling many swears and insults. Yeah, swear words and insults. Yeah. So we're going to look at this. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you. Yeah, okay, so the story is... back in 2018, Sniffy Jr., Donald J. for Genius Trump Jr., lover of all things powdered sugar, decided to go hunting in Oregon, as he does. Kind of like the he used to go big game hunting. Right. Big tough guy wants to hunt big game. He wants to be carted out to where the big game is. He wants to be given powerful ammunition, powerful projectile guns or whatever. Okay, and then he wants to be told exactly where it is. Maybe have to walk a few feet, kill a large animal, and then everybody can cut it up or whatever, but or heft it back onto the conveyance where he can go sit down again. And the picture of Junior holding up an elephant's tail. I really don't swear on this channel, so I'm going to just leave it there, because I think you can guess what I think of this man, if you can call him a man. So anyway, it turns out in 2018, this jerk went to Oregon and he was hunting. He was carted out to somewhere and given a very powerful gun with powerful ammunition and told to go here, right here. Stand right here and point your gun kind of right there. Woo, he got it. Wow, Mr. Big Hunter. Okay, well, he got into a bit of trouble back in 2018. Kind of blew over, but he got into a bit of trouble because he shot a bear. It's illegal to shoot bears unless it is absolute self-defense. Like the bear was charging me. In that case, yes, shoot the bear. Swore up and down, total self-defense. A hunting guide has been charged with felony criminal charges concerning Don Jr.'s 2018 killing of a black bear in Utah. Sorry, it wasn't Oregon, it was Utah. At the time, the shooting was seen as legal because the bear charged the group and it was self-defense. Now we know the bear was lured with a pile of grain oil and pastries. Currently, Junior has yet to be charged. Will this change? Because Junior wanted to hunt, and I use that term so loosely, big game. They lured a bear with a pile of grain, oil, and pastries. I mean, this isn't like, hey, boo-boo, there's a picnic basket. No, this is a pile of grain and oil and some pastries. Never Never says people that do this are killers, not hunters. Horrible people. Ding. I am with you 100%. Unbe-flippin'-leavable. And I would so love to see Junior go in front of a judge. He's talking a million miles an hour, not breathing at all, and da 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 da. Like that video I showed you yesterday, where I felt like I couldn't breathe just listening to him. Oh my gosh, this man is so vile. Sherry H says, deep breath, autumn center. Yes. Good advice. Good advice, Sherry. I think it is perfectly fair of me in that situation to be Team Bear. Hashtag Team Bear. 5 of Cups. Oh, his trophies. Did some of his trophies get knocked down? So is Junior going to end up in legal trouble? High Priestess, secrets. Knight of Swords, Mr. Tough Guy, 10 of Cups, the Moon, Chariot. Well, I don't know that how much of a I don't know. I mean, it's a felony. That's what the hunting guide has been charged with. He's been charged with a felony. But you'd think, okay, well, how bad could it be? Kevin Brazil says, good luck finding a judge in Utah who doesn't have a hunting rifle under his desk. No. That's not the issue. It's the hunting is not the issue. It's illegal. It's a felony. Secrets. I want to be the big man, the big hunter. Look at me. look at my trophies. And this is, what do you mean I'm in trouble? And this is big, showy, legal stuff moving forward. This is big. This is just, I can't use that word. This is just him being awful. This is his, to try to make himself look big. This is Major Arcana, a much bigger deal. I think he might actually get into trouble for this. I mean, if they're charging the guide, and the guide flips, if they have some kind of proof, and you know these idiots, Junior's always filming himself. Greta says, you have to be a psychopath to not have empathy for another living being and actually delight in taking the life. Mm-hmm. GM Dave is saying psychopaths often kill animals as children. It's true. He says, let's hope so. Yeah, let's see, 3 more. Unbelievable. High Priestess. Bears are just going about their bear lives. Seriously, they spend most of their time being hungry. That's it. Being hungry and females raising cubs. That's a bear's life, pretty much. But no, you're the big hunter. You're up. Blankety blank 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 blank. Who should blank blank and your entire family with you. 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Strength. Shutting down the beast. This is a sort of truth. This is the story falling apart. There might be something to this. There might be something to this. Yes, Snow Wolf. Most decent hunters thank their kills for providing food for their families. Yep. All right, so at 13:30, encrypted messages between Stone and high-ranking conspiracy theorists and QAnon members show a potential trail between direct planning of a Capitol siege, Stone, and Trump. Quote, notorious political dirty trickster Roger Stone will have to choose between prison and his longtime friend Donald Trump. Close quotes. Will Stone take the fall for his friend? So they've got some receipts on Stone, it sounds like. If you are ever, well, at least back when I lived there, in Appleton, Wisconsin, the Fox River runs through Appleton, Wisconsin, and there's a restaurant, particular restaurant. Excuse me. There's a particular restaurant that's actually down on the river, and you can sit at tables looking out on the where the Fox River comes through. And there's a point at which it's they've built up. It's not actually a dam, but it just keeps the ground from eroding in certain right in there. But anyway, you end up with water coming over this little part, this little cement part, and then it being a little bit flat, and then it goes down again. Well, that's a great spot for if fish accidentally flow through or what have you, to snatch them up. And so at this restaurant, as you sit there by the windows, there are binoculars you can use if you want, but there are bald eagles who hang out right there. And they are gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. They are the most beautiful animals. First of all, they're smaller than I thought they were. I don't know why I had a picture of them being bigger than they actually are. But they are majestic, and they have got these in the drawings where the symbols for America, and they've got the big chunky stocky legs. They really have those, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing birds. Just want to throw that out there. So we'd sit and watch the eagles. So Roger Stone. Okay. Poor bear. Poor bear. Sick blankety blank. I've got to stop thinking about hunting and all that stuff, and okay. Roger Stone, the stupid hunter of people, not literally, but the stupid attempted killer of democracy. Let's put it that way. Roger Stone, will you be turning on Donald Trump? Where are you, Stone? I have to get past, also being drawn toward, because I heard just before I came on, Rudy Giuliani at some kind of rally, and he was yelling at a Democrat, and it's like, oh God, just ignore the drunk, crazy guy, even if his name happens to be Giuliani. No, now we're looking for Stone, who's crazy even without alcohol. You didn't notice that after someone was being filmed, they were doing another Roger Stone documentary right around on January 6th, and there were cameras following Stone around that day in that hotel. And as soon as the insurrection at the Capitol failed, he was like, "Okay, we've all got to get out of here." Do you guys remember that? 10 of Cups. That's a whole lot of evidence. Here it is, all laid out, gathered and organized. Whew. Page of Swords. He's always been a bully. Dirty trickster. 5 of Pentacles. Devil. He has no scruples. Empress. 4 of Cups. All right, well, this is him keeping his silence, refusing to go along for a point, for a certain amount. I'm not getting... I wonder if this is going to come up at the January 6 hearings, because it's the weirdest thing. It's like a psychic black hole. I mean, they're just hearings. It's not going to be, nothing supernatural is going to happen, and somebody coming down from the sky. And they're just 8 days of laying out what happened. But I just energetically, I have so much trouble picking up on the other side of it, because it feels like all the energy is just pouring into that, and then there's what's going to blow out the other side. But yeah, Stone was up in all of this up to his pointy little head. Lola Bell says, I can see the headline now. Stone rolls. That was good. Oh, man. Dave says the only reason I don't eat meat is because of the killing aspect. Well, I can understand that. I've enjoyed being vegan. Honestly, I don't have a choice in the matter, but I'm glad I am. Oh, Lady Life, thank you. Oh, Lady Life, thank you. It's very kind. All right, 21. Oh, and coming up, guess what Ivanka's been up to? But that's just a teaser. We'll answer that in a few questions. Nah. All right, 21A50, something of that nature. All right. A former assistant to Mark Meadows has testified to the January 6th Select Committee that Meadows knew ahead of time that there was planned violence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did Meadows never? You never did that? Didn't? I've been saying that since kindergarten. Yeah. Former assistant to Mark Meadows. Will Meadows finally start talking, or what's going to happen? Well, the question was, will Meadows finally start talking? But honestly, I think it's more, will Meadows get into legal trouble? Because, hello, former assistant to Mark Meadows has testified to the January 6th committee that Meadows knew ahead of time that there was planned violence. I'm not sure if he, quote, I'm not sure if he, what he did with that information internally. Meadows. The meadow full of skunk and stinkweed. Apparently skunks can be domesticated, but their bodies cannot. Eight of Wands. He was a nexus point. He was a nexus point in all of this. Is he going to spill? Is he going to be in legal trouble? Nine of Cups. That's the evidence that's there. It's here, laying it all out. Two of Pentacles. Death card. Three of Pentacles. That's the plan. Knight of Swords. This was the plan, the aggression, the plan for violence. This is the evidence. This is Meadows not having a good excuse. And there was death on that day. There was physical death on that day. There was also horrible things done to law enforcement and security, and an attempt to overthrow our democracy. And it's like, this is the situation. And they very quietly, they have this evidence all set. But what it reveals is huge and dark. So Meadows, Mark Meadows, you're going to be facing any kind of legal problems. Are you going to be convicted of anything? I don't even want to get, so skip the whole charging part. I mean, I want that, obviously, that to happen, but let's see if we can get to Mark Meadows being convicted of something in a courtroom by a jury of his peers. Exactly, Kika. Some law and order would be nice. Seven of Swords. That's a thief card. Justice. It's blurry. Hello, camera. Work with me here. Hi. Justice. I like that right there, right up front. Wheel of Fortune. I think I think the DOJ asking for transcripts of witnesses who have already gone before this January 6th Select Committee. I think DOJ is actually getting ready. It's actually preparing various things. I don't think it was just because when they asked for the information, the DOJ just said we need this information for an investigation. I don't think it's just one. Again, evidence all laid out. Hearings, evidence. Four of Cups, Devil. He's gonna at some point I believe he actually will be held accountable for contempt of Congress. But it's worse than that. Much worse. So yeah, he's got problems. All right, it does not feel like he's going to just skate through this and out the other side. So fingers crossed. Gretchen says, Autumn, read on Meadows being the fall guy also. Oh, I've read that he'll be the fall guy. Oh, he's definitely the nexus of a huge amount of information. But I don't know that you need me to tell you that. Snow says, ate a lot of rabbit that year. When my parents were first married, they were so poor, and my dad actually hunted rabbit. It was literally for something to eat. And my mom says that they ate so much rabbit. She said I was half expecting my eldest sister to be born with a fuzzy cottontail. Hieroglyphic tributes. Don Jr. is a vile human being. Lure him into court with a trail of powdered sugar. I love hanging out with you. I really do. It's the best community. Okay, that was good. 29 and a bit. All right. News. A former assistant to Mark Meadows. No, I've got that. This one. Yes. 29:30. Okay. The numbers were too similar. Let me put this up there. All right. Now I won't get lost. Former prosecutor urges January 6th Select Committee to haul Ginni Thomas in over Arizona election emails. Yes, please. Yes, please. There's people using language like, well, since it's around the Supreme Court justice, I mean, there are certain sensitivities. No. Oh, well, it's a former president. This is unprecedented, and there's certain sensitivities. No. They tried to destroy democracy. There's nothing sensitive about that. If they broke the law, charge them, bring them in, put them in court. We are Americans. No one is above the law. Makes me crazy. Thank you, Hermit's Corner. Unbelievable. Pampa has a lot of rabbit. Ginni Thomas. Can someone please just hold this woman accountable? We are a country that got rid of monarchy. We got rid of aristocracy. Prove it. Prove it. Now is the time to prove it. George Washington didn't lose his election. To the best of my knowledge, he was only going to be in for one term. That was the agreement. That was what they had thought. We'll just have someone in for 1 4-year term at a time. That's it. And when it came to the end of his time there, he said, I'm done. And King George said, if Washington actually turns down that power, he's the greatest man in the world. And guess what? He did it. We don't have kings. We don't have aristocracy here. We are supposed to be equal. So I don't care how sensitive or how much it might upset people. Rule of law, if you don't have that, you don't have a civilization. And I'm not giving up civilization. I'm not giving up on civilization for the kind of self-serving garbage that would destroy everything that we and the people who came before us have fought so hard for. Okay, I'll go on now. Death card. She is responsible for, okay, I'll just, Ace of Pentacles. She paid to get people there to the rally. 10 of Swords. Justice is in the middle. I like that. World. Page of Pentacles. Normally I would hate to say that a woman is nothing without her husband. Any woman is nothing without her husband, but that's kind of what this feels like. She's done all of these horrible things on using his name, using his power, because of who she was married to. But she had money and influence. And she drank all the Kool-Aid. God wants Trump to be president. No. You know you've made God your own image when he hates the same people you do. But I've got justice and I've got the world. That might be your husband. And that might be him having to recuse himself, him having to, I don't know what, step down. But Ginni Thomas. All right, we're going to Hawley and Ginni Thomas. Is the DOJ going to haul in Ginni Thomas? Is DC going to haul in Ginni Thomas? Is somebody going to actually hold this woman accountable for helping finance January 6th rally? She sent all of those messages to Mark Meadows. She tried to get Arizona to overturn its electors, duly voted for electors. King of Pentacles. Yeah, that's her husband. Cindy Miller saying, Ginni Thomas, do you know who I'm married to? Yeah, it isn't even, do you know who I am? Knight of Pentacles. Strength. Eight of Cups. Three of Pentacles. Five of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting it's going to take a while. But there is evidence. There was a plan, insult to injury. This isn't going away. And it's right there. It doesn't feel like she's going to be the top priority, but she's on the list. I mean, she's basically peddling Supreme Court influence. You call up, any of us, if we tried to call up the election officials in Arizona, they wouldn't take our calls necessarily, would they? The big one, the big names, would they just, yeah, okay. No. They'd be like, who are you? Why are you calling me? But I'm Ginni Thomas. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's wife. I need to talk to you. There's this implication right there of, oh, if I cooperate with this person, does that mean I'll have someone on my side on the Supreme Court? Does it mean there's something going on in the background that... What kind of inside information am I getting? King of Wands. You did all of that to try to get the squishy bag of scum back in office, really. World. 10 of Cups. Hanged Man. Magician. Queen of Pentacles. This is Clarence Thomas. And there are big endings coming for both of them. I wonder if there won't be at some point here some calls for him to retire. That's the biggest thing here. But there's a lot underneath the surface. She's not the top priority, but it feels like this is not going to go well for her. So, okay. Mendy says, but some of the Arizona Republicans did take the calls. Well, exactly. I mean, if you're a politician and you get an urgent call from the wife of a Supreme Court justice, what, are you going to not take that call? Of course you're going to take that call. You don't know what kind of influence she has with we don't know how corrupt the situation is. You don't know what kind of influence she has with her husband. Is it you scratch my back, I scratch yours? What do you need? These people, some people's kids, really, 3930. Okie dokie, Jen Glenn, 3930. Coming the the January 6th Select Committee hearings are coming. Okay, so where are we? 30. Oh, we're at 40. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Okay, Jen Glenn had a question. Michigan's top election official accuses Trump of plotting during a White House meeting to arrest her for treason and quote unquote execute her for refusing to help him steal Biden's win. Is this true? Michigan's top election official accuses Trump of plotting during a White House meeting to arrest her for treason and quote unquote execute her. Thank you. I think I've seen a picture of this woman, but I don't know her name. Oh, he just said much worse than that. Oh, much worse than that. She should be arrested for treason and execute her for refusing to help him steal Biden's win. Totally plausible. Lisa Graham, were the GOP raised by creatures of the night or demons from the depths? It's a very good way to put that. Ay, ay, ay. Sending electors. Temperance. King of Wands. That doesn't mean Trump showing temperance. We know that. That's not what that is. 8 of, they were contacting people all over the country. We know that. Lindsey Graham was making phone calls. Ginni Thomas was making phone calls. It's ridiculous. Page of Cups. World again. Big changes. This is the highest major arcana card. End of the chapter, end of the book, end of an era. Done and dusted. And this card just keeps coming up. Could also be end a low level, relatively speaking, low level, small, insignificant to them. That's more accurate. Small to them, insignificant to them, Democrat. The election was going on. Nope, Trump wanted everything thrown at the small, insignificant Democrat who wouldn't play along. Ending. So, thank you, Rob D. It was Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. Thank you. The cards could not be much clearer that chances are, in entertainment only, I'm just reading the collective energy, but the cards are just saying, not going to take it, Trump, send all the things against her to end her, and one or the other, or to end her. Did he say it? Will it matter? Pamela Bryant says Mark Meadows traveled to Georgia personally. There's that. There's so many parts of this, all bad, that honestly I forget some of them. I've even read on some stuff, but I do this every day, so I've even read on some stuff that now I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Did that happen? Yeah, that did happen. And then it's like, yeah, you read on that. Like, really? It's just stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. The thief card. Trying to steal an election. Moon. Yeah, it's a little upsetting. 2 of Cups. Her doing her job. Using her higher wisdom. Trump upset that she was doing her job using higher wisdom. Because he wanted to steal. This is just neon. That's the situation. Okay. Man. Oh, some days it's harder than others. Because sometimes, I mean, we're just dealing, it's sometimes just the energy is better. It's like, bad energy, but it's easier to deal with because there's other good stuff. And we know the select committee hearings are coming, which is so great on the one hand. And on the other hand, I think a lot of us are afraid that we'll be disappointed. Nothing, au contraire, according to the cards. But I know I am, and I think I could probably speak for others, that there are a lot of people who are afraid of being disappointed by the hearings and what the DOJ does, because we've been disappointed so far. Matt Gaetz is still swanning around. Mark Meadows is still swanning around. Just on and on. Okay. Gary Atkins, yes, grifter overload. Yes, be great. Lost track of how many piles we've had to wade through. Yeah. Yeah. So at 46 minutes, guess who's back in the news? Probably not for long, but in her new book, Kellyanne Conway says she had to talk Trump into not quitting the 2016 race after the infamous grab him by the tapes were released. Kellyanne Conway says she had to talk Trump into not quitting the race after the infamous grab them tapes were released. I'm certain that Trump will come out and thank her profusely and say, yes, I wouldn't have become president. I wouldn't have had all the accomplishments I've had if it wasn't for Kellyanne Conway's great contributions. Let's give her some credit. So will Trump call her out? Is she only stating alternative facts to stay relevant? Oh, because also she stood up to him. She talked him into staying in the race, but she told him that what he said was disgusting and reprehensible. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. He'll never do it again. Also, how much popcorn will we need as this plays out? Okay. That's a question I can get behind. Yummy carbs. Amen. Trying to do a reading where you've got Kellyanne Conway's energy and Donald Trump's energy, and it's just like, I don't know who's the bigger liar. Okay. Yeah, Trump, sure. Uh-huh. They open their mouths, they lie. Helmetsy, hazmat suit time, yes. Empress. Hermit. 8 of Pentacles. She also had apparently some nasty things to say about her husband in her book, too. Really? Death card. Emperor. Oh, dear. Okay, this part clear. She's feeling out of the loop. She's feeling irrelevant. So she was working, trying to get her book done. Why have I got a death to the Emperor here? That's interesting. What is this about? Death to the Emperor. Because she's still a Trumper. Hey, Deba. Chris Clayson saying, Kellyanne Conway and Donald Trump. Skip to the end of this particularly nasty book. Lisa Graham says she always looks partially mummified to me. Ten of Cups. Neither of them see what's coming. Not really. Six of Cups. Seven of Wands. Ace of Cups. Their little tempested teacup between each other, it's not going to matter. There's the far right, everything about the far right, they're going to be on the defensive. I keep getting Democrats. That's a lot in power. The hearings, the Congress, and the far right on the defensive, right in the middle. That's... Oh, I know what this is. Part of her is hoping that, I mean, she's saying what she's saying, but at the same time, part of her is hoping that he does regain power. Because it would, even if she couldn't get her position back, which she probably could, but even if she couldn't, everything she has stood for, everything she has lied about, it would all be justified. Whereas at this point, she's a liar, and chances are good that that Donald Trump is going to go down in history as an absolute the monster that he is. Hope we read on the nicest people. Chat Wadsworth. Could it be that she's jealous of her ex? Who's her ex? Gary Atkins is asking, why is George Conway still with her? Maybe waiting until their daughter goes to college. It could be that, but I want to say that they're Catholic, and some Catholics are just not going to divorce. Chris Clayson's not saying. Lovers. Six of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Apparently, I've got cards here on the Conway marriage. I wasn't actually hoping to look at that, but here we are. If financial benefits of staying together for now. And they try not to talk about politics to some extent, but what Kellyanne Conway, she's feeling on the defensive. She's feeling defensive and beaten up by the whole process. And how can everybody in the world be against me? And it's a huge burden. You chose a monster. And you tried to you did everything you could to make him palatable to women, the very women he is alleged to have done horrible things to, but you did your best to make him palatable to the women of America and fire up the absolute looniest Looney Tunes on the right. So if you're feeling put upon, you did this to yourself. You made the bed. Guess who's going to lie in it? 54:30. Okay. So now we're moving on to, I've got 3 Ukraine-Russia questions today. Let's see here. Thank you for being here. I always read on this stuff anyway, even if I was completely just, if I didn't have a channel at all. I would still be reading on this stuff, but you're here and it helps so much. It helps so much. Okay, 55. So Zelensky is letting us know how Russia is blocking 22 million tons of crops in Ukrainian ports. Zelensky added that Russia steals Ukrainian crops as well. According to Ukraine's agrarian policy ministry, grain exports are limited to 500,000 metric tons per month, compared to the 5 million before the war. Okay, there are a lot of people who are going to suffer if that grain doesn't come out of Ukraine. Ukrainian grain, Ukraine grain. Helps keep a lot of people alive. Thank you, Deborah. They're trying to find other ways to get out of the country. Western border, stuff like that, but it's not that easy. You start talking about... Sorry? You start talking about 5 million tons a month, you need stuff that can handle weight. So, yeah, you're talking great big ships. You can put them on trains, but it's not the same. Silence, dust settling. Oh, Russia. Putin, you've got a lot to answer for. Hermit. Five of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Three of Pentacles. Six of Wands. The Russians are hoping that somehow they can manage to starve out Ukrainians. That's the plan. Including children. Oh, well. It takes a special kind of lowlife. So will they get the grain going anytime soon? Find workarounds? Because all that food just gonna rot. Five of Swords. Insult to injury. Four of Cups. Eight of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. You could give it to us, Russia will say, or just taking more and more. Russia's sitting pretty for a while. Not listening, not helping, throwing all kinds of things through the air at Ukrainians. Sitting pretty. But if I'm getting the words for now. Carmela is saying Lenin starved them out. That's how they became part of Russia. But I get there's so much coming in from the West for Ukrainians. Starving them out is not going to be a real option, is what it feels like. Strength. Queen of Pentacles. Death. World. The war will end. and Ukraine will recover. It will take time. It will take time to rebuild. It will take time to get everyone home. And if you think we have supply problems right now, that's nothing. But they're going to win, even after the loss of life and what have you. So we all just have to hang in there. I say it all the time, but there really are good days ahead. I know I get frustrated sometimes when I'm on here. It may seem like, I've lost hope. No, I haven't lost hope. I just get disgusted by the way some people are, the way some people act. Okay. So let's move on to, this is interesting, Belarus. Generally, at least so far, Belarus has been helping, the leader of Belarus has been helping Putin. 101. Belarusians, but some, remember there was that big uprising and Putin had to send in people to keep the Belarus government in place, his corrupt government in place. Well, Belarusians are among the foreign fighters who've taken up arms in Ukraine against the Russians. They believe weakening Russia would also weaken their president, Alexander Lukashenko. So, Belarus. Thank you, C. Johnson. Belarus. Belarusians. Thank you, Pamela. 7 of Swords. Well, a lot of them feel like their country was stolen because Putin's got so much power. It's Death card again, getting quite the workout today. 9 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. A weakened Lukashenko and whatever dynasty he's trying to create there, weakened. And this feels like some Belarusians learning a lot about warfare and warfare tactics while they're in Ukraine, and then taking that home. Communicating, intercepting information between Belarus and Russia and military, and passing information on that weakens. Yeah, it's working. They're hoping to undermine Lukashenko and his, I don't know, little club of evil, whatever people are around him. Linda Kingsley says, in the meantime, China is sharpening their knives for the next invasion. I don't know about that. China's got some big problems right now. Big problems internally. Plus, possibly some of the manufacturing, their manufacturing going down a bit. And they really need the rest of the world to use their manufacturing capacity. They really need that. So, 104.30. Here we go. As promised. Ivanka, Princess Grifter. Woman who was banned from being on the board of any charity for 10 years. So that's still in effect, the best of me. Yeah, because that happened. Yeah, it's still in effect. She's been banned from being on the board of any charity for 10 years because of fraud. Ivanka has flooded her social media today with photos of herself embracing Ukrainian refugees in Poland and feeding them. Is anyone falling for this PR stunt? So, right, Ukrainian refugees, people fighting for their country, fighting for their lives, the lives of their families, but no, Ivanka, the princess, is going to go over there and give them hugs and feed them, even though she's so corrupt. She's been banned from heading a charity in any way, shape, or form for a decade. But she's just all heart and fraud and heart and fraud and taking what isn't hers and taking license where she doesn't deserve it. So is anybody falling for this? Oh boy. Deborah Murphy is asking, did Princess Ivanka eat the same thing she fed those people, or did she go back to her plane or motel? Almanzi, oh geez, another photo op. Yeah. Oh, the burden from her father. All those heinous things happened, and you stayed in the White House because you wanted the power. You wanted the influence. You wanted your husband. Your husband had the power and influence, which made him a lot of money and saved you all from really embarrassing, horrible bankruptcy. I don't get it. Almandi, ever think she ate those Goya beans? Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, King of Swords, money. It's all about the money. And I have so much money, and I need to look important enough that I'm flying to another continent, to a place where there are a lot of refugees, so I can have pictures of myself taken, handing them out bits of whatever, because I'm so rich, and that's just the kind of rich person I am. Did I mention I'm rich? And I'm willing to give a little. Folks, I mention every day that I give 10% of my income to established charities, and for Black and Orange, it's Feeding America. I mention it. I'm hoping to get other people eventually, if they are looking for somewhere they want to give money, I hope they do Feeding America. Also to know that part of anything coming to me goes there. So, but I've never been banned from running a charity. I've never been accused of fraud. There's no evidence of fraud because I don't commit fraud. To me, this is just despicable. This is using people's suffering to try to rehabilitate your tainted image. Because you just stood by and put up with it while your father did the most heinous things. Just destroying children's mental health, emotional health, physical health, plus all the other things. So, I really don't think anybody's falling for this, and I don't think it's just me. Oh, man. Page of Cups. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. She's got this burden, but this was kind of showing up in the other reading too. Justice and a Sword of Truth. I wonder if this is Letitia James related, because there's legal stuff coming for Ivanka and the other grifters. I'm waiting for that too. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. All right, 111. Oh, we're coming back to the States for the last 4 questions. All right, so at 111. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Gosh, I hope so. I'd be so embarrassed if Pamela said you are a far, far greater woman than the princess. Thank you for that, and I would be embarrassed if I wasn't. But maybe that's why she doesn't get embarrassed. By what the little people think. There are no little people. Linda Kingsley, when? Tarot's not great with when, I'm afraid. Yeah, they're still, because Letitia James, they're still waiting to see if they can get that information from Trump that they're looking for. And then the judge has to decide what to do about it. But it's not 3 years down the road. That doesn't feel like that at all. So, all right, at 1:12:30, Josh Hawley. I haven't looked at him in a while. I think this is going to be a three card read. I really do. Might do 5. Josh Hawley thinks preventing white nationalism sounds terrible. At least that's how he feels about the bill preventing it. How will history view him and his cohorts? News: Senate Republicans are vowing to filibuster the Domestic Terrorism Prevention Act. After it passed in the House on a near party line vote, the bill would focus on preventing white nationalist terrorism. The bill would focus on preventing white supremacist terrorism. Per The Hill, Josh Hawley said, "It sounds terrible." How is history going to view these idiots? Yes, Amendi, Hawley is small. Yeah, three cards. These scumbags. Scumbags. Bag of scum. Bag o scum. Bag o apostrophe scum. Emperor. Authoritarianism. White supremacy, authoritarianism. Patriarchy. Knight of Cups. 3 of Cups. Knight of Swords. They're not going to win. They shouldn't win, and they're not going to. And just like, I mean, how do we view the brown shirts back in Germany in the 1930s? How do you view that? They should have been stopped. They should have been arrested. They should have never had the power they had. But the world's going to go on and be more inclusive. It really is. I know I'm up here and I get really frustrated, but things are arching toward justice slowly. Equality. We're getting closer to equality. I wish I could say, yes, in the next 10 years, we're going to have total equality. I wish. But things are going to get better. There are good days ahead. I don't say that just for the fun of it. I actually believe it. Okay. Frank likes a bag o' scum. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, do you remember that candy Bit of Honey? Ugh. I couldn't have chocolate when I was growing up. Now I'm making up for lost time. So I had every kind of non-chocolate candy you could get. And there's so many of them I'm just not a fan of. But yeah, bag o' scum. The new, oh gosh, I could say some gross things. Like those horrible flavored jelly beans. Yeah. 1/1610. Okay, I'll just say it. They're like the earwax flavored jelly beans. Okay, 1630. Can you look at Dan Bishop? He's running for re-election in North Carolina. He said January 6th was the worst example of an insurrection in history and repeatedly said the election was stolen. So let me have a look here. What? He's a Republican. In North Carolina's 9th Congressional District. A day ago, North Carolina congressman has a grand time mocking women at an abortion hearing. Okay. Editorial from WRAL 4 days ago. Bishop and Cawthorn's America First puts freedom last. He seems like a lovely person. Oh, he's got a big smile. Share screen. This is Dan Bishop. Yes. The election was stolen, according to him. The insurrection, it was the worst example of an insurrection. I mean, obviously, he could have done better. And mocking women. Okay. Dan Bishop. The one is primary, apparently. Suburban Housewife, have you read on Dark MAGA? No, I haven't, actually. No, did I? Wait a second. Yes, I did. I think I did read on Dark MAGA. It's not a thing. I don't think. Oh, gosh, I can't remember. Dan Bishop. You get 3 cards. I don't like you. You're lucky you get that. Suburban Housewife. Dan Bishop, another doughy white dude. You're not wrong. Fool. Entitlement. I'm just going to walk along, doing whatever I want. Ace of Wands. 9 of Cups. Oh, you. Okay, the energy on that is horrible. That's my white supremacy card. And the energy coming off that is vile. Ace of Wands. But, okay, these cards, those 3 cards are awful. This man is aching up my deck. But this is everything from the January 6th Select Committee to maybe some Democrats making some progress in his state. Maybe this is Democrats picking up power and energy, and it being organized and laid out and right there. The energy it's coming off of him, this is toxic. That ick. Like ick. Sage my cards. I don't mean to be over dramatic, but I'm gonna be over dramatic. I'm just gonna put my sage on top of that deck, and I'm gonna leave it there because his energy is awful. His energy is vile. So I'm just gonna use the other deck. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you. Pamela Bryant. That card is you are done. Okay. Ugh. All right. 122. Okay, seriously, this is just weird. Normally the energy is not that strong, but seriously, the energy coming off that guy is vile. I mean, I joke about these other guys, bag o' scum. They're awful and terrible, but that's... Maybe I'm the only one. Jen Glenn says, when I channel into his energy, it literally stinks. So it's not just me? There's something particularly noxious about his energy. Like, ew. Creepy. C. Johnson. I'm going to agree with that one. Okay. 30. So, will the Republicans who voted against bringing in desperately needed baby formula be held accountable? Just in, the first flight from President Biden's Operation Fly Formula has brought in 70,000 pounds of baby formula to the United States. More flights are coming by Biden's order. There are Republicans who voted against bringing in desperately needed baby formula. Oh boy. Fiona's asking, do they genuinely believe the election was stolen? Or they know the actual truth and just back it up because they're ultimately looking it up for themselves and their interests? I think quite a few of them actually believe it because they want to believe it. It's like the poster in Fox Mulder's office in X-Files. I want to believe. Well, it's fine to want to believe something, but at some point you come up with actual proof unless you're going to say, like, I read on the collective energy. I believe there is collective energy. Can I prove it objectively to anyone? No. But I say that. I don't try to pretend something different. So, yeah, Republicans. So, you voted against bringing in baby formula after complaining about there not being baby formula. Howling at the moon. They're just, it's a talking point. It hits people in the sort of back of the brain survival stuff. Star, 7 of Wands, Justice. Let them yammer. Let them try. It's who's in the spotlight. And right now they're trying to be in the spotlight to talk about this and not what's about to come out of the Supreme Court, most likely to come out of the Supreme Court, or all the election fraud stuff, or stuff. So it's something for them to talk about, and they're trying to just fill up the space with Biden is completely incapacitated mentally, and blah blah blah. But that they will soon be on the defensive because justice is coming. It just is. Eileen says, sending white light to clear the cards. Thank you. Thank you. Yikes. Okay. And last question, 126 for today. And then I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. You can't get rid of me. Try as you might. Because there's talk of this, could the Supreme Court drastically expand the right to carry guns? Yes, Pamela, deflection, exactly. I'm not going to say could the Supreme Court, I'm going to say will the Supreme Court drastically expand the right to carry guns? They could do all kinds of stuff, but the question is, will they? And Pluto's still plowing through Capricorn. People who are high up on the hierarchy, important people doing important work with little or no oversight or accountability. Yeah, Pluto going through Capricorn. That's not going to end well for them. Okay, 127 and a bit. Well, SCOTUS drastically expand the right to carry guns. They're going to do some awful things before things improve. I'm afraid things will get a bit worse, especially for women's rights. But as a king of swords, so a man and his weapon. Pamela Bryant, expand to what? What's next? Cannons? Queen of Wands, Six of Cups, Seven of... Ooh, look at all my guns. Far right gathering together. The rest of us just kind of in the middle, like, all right, I'm going to go out to the garden center Saturday afternoon and hope I live through it. That's dark, but... And the chances of you being caught in a mass shooting event are actually still very small, for what it's worth. But Pamela Bryant, you've definitely won. You've won the internet today, as far as I'm concerned. Expand to what? What's next? Cannons? I love that. All right. Supreme Court. Oh, the Sun. Just having a quick look at the Supreme Court. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. No accountability. You know, they had a reputation and it's eroding quickly. But anyway, we are going to get through this. We are. You're not alone. We're in this together. And I say it every day because it's true. There are good days ahead. There are. All right. All right. In that case, it is 1:37 p.m. here in Chicago. You can almost see it. It's Chicago right there. And in 2 hours and 20 minutes, I will be over on the Book Art Media channel to do creative sprints. You are always welcome. Any kind of creative endeavor, or even just hang out. But usually just a time to do 4 25-minute just creative sprints. Just spend some time and work on your creative projects. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year, and I always look forward to spending time with you. All right, take care. Sunday, today is Sunday, so that means that tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Central is the great trio. But I think Lori's, so Johnny from Tara's Apprentice, Becca from House of Lenormand, and I'm pretty sure Jenlyn isn't there. So it's Lori from the Way of Positive Change are going to be getting together tonight between 7 and 9 p.m. Central to do their big weekly reading. I always listen in. Do check them out. All right. Hang in there. You're not alone. Big hug. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.